What is going on, guys? It has been too long. I haven't been out on the bike in probably like 2 weeks or so, and it's been killing me. But I've just been busy. And then last Monday, so a week ago, I had a tooth pulled and 2 wisdom teeth taken out at the same time. So I've been recovering from that. Haven't been able to get out on the bike. I've been so swollen and sore, I couldn't even fit in my helmet. I still got some stitches in right now, so if I'm talking a little funny or something, that's why. It's still a little uncomfortable, but I'm healed up all right. I'm healed up enough, and I'm not swollen anymore. So to you guys that look forward to watching the videos every week, I know there's not that very many of you, but I'm sorry. It's been a little while since I put a video out. I've been out for the count here recently, but we're back together, healed up, and we're going to start pumping these videos back out again. And I actually have something that I want to talk about today. I got a good topic for you guys, more towards you new guys, really, as you can tell by the video title. But I'll run into this Wawa real quick, grab some fuel before we really get into this ride. Oh, feels good just to get gas again. It's gonna take a lot in me to kind of chill out today, boys. Dude, I haven't been out in so long, I just want to rip. But no, that's not what we're doing today. So, for those of you who don't know, I talked about it a couple videos ago. It's probably been a month or two now that I've talked about it, but I had been planning on proposing to my girlfriend, and we have done that. So she is now upgraded to fiance status, but she has been talking about wanting to get her own bike. She's been watching me ride and all that good stuff for about 4 years now, and I think she sees kind of how much fun I have with it and all the friends that I make and meets that I go to and all that good stuff, and she wants to be a part of it, which I think is great. Not gonna lie, it makes me a little bit nervous, which I know it might not really be fair that it kind of makes me nervous, because obviously I have an R1 and I do some stupid shit, right? But regardless, something she wants to do, and she wants to do it with me, so I'm all supportive of her getting a bike. But with that said, I'm, you know, obviously helping her kind of go through the steps as to what she needs to do to get her first bike, because this is her first bike. She's never ridden anything before. Obviously she's been exposed to bikes plenty with me and all the bikes that I've been through, but she's never actually bought one and ridden one herself. So I figured with me going through all the first person new rider stuff with her, is a good opportunity for me to kind of talk to you guys about what some good first steps are and how to kind of get into riding. I made some new rider videos in the past. I think I've made 2, one talking about gear and what some good first bikes would be, but I just want to talk about generally, you know, how do you get into riding, how do you get into bikes, and I'll probably make a lot more videos geared towards you new people as I go through this new bike journey with her. Boy. being a brand new person, kind of how I feel like you should kind of approach getting into the bike scene. And take what I say with a grain of salt. Obviously, what I say is not what you have to do. You may not like how I do it, how I like to do it. You know, it's your own journey. Take it how you want. This is just what I recommend based off of my experiences. First, just do your research, right? Look into bikes, like, you know, what do the different displacements mean? What kind of style do you think you're into? Do you like the more sport style? Do you like a cruiser? You know, do you like the naked? You know, just do a bunch of research, because there's a bunch of different information out there on bikes. So dude, that's I would say step number one. Before you even look into buying a bike or taking a riding course, just do your research. Before I bought my first bike, which by the way was an R3 for those of you who don't know, I probably did research on bikes for close to a year of just watching YouTube videos, reading online, you know, whatever. And if you're a brand new person and you're here watching this video, then you're already kind of following that. I probably watched more bike videos before I even had a bike than I do now, honestly. Woo! But yeah, just do your research, man. There's tons of information out there, a million different videos like mine, better than mine. Honestly, a lot of people, you know, like to throw some hate, but I love him. He's who I used whenever I was just getting into bikes for information. He's got a lot of good videos and a lot of good information out there. Love or hate him, you have to admit he's super knowledgeable. Yeah, we knew, okay. He makes great videos with some great information, especially being a new person, even for experienced riders, but especially for you new guys. Check his videos out and watch some of his new rider stuff. He's got some really good stuff out there for you guys. I definitely recommend you check him out for some information, just before you even like really look into buying your first bike or anything like that. Watch him. He'll help you out tremendously. Another good one, Fort 9. He puts out some great videos, Chase on Two Wheels, great new rider videos. He has a whole new rider series. You know, so I would go check those three guys out, especially. I'm sure there's some I'm missing, but those guys are amazing with the new rider stuff. And then after you do all your research, I would say step number 2 is going to be looking to getting yourself some gear. Before you go buy a bike, before you take your course, you're going to need gear. So if you've done all your research right, you should know, at least have a little bit of an idea of what kind of gear you're going to need as a new person. For just like bare minimum, just to go take your MSF course and just to like learn on your bike in a parking lot, I'm going to say a helmet, gloves, and some good riding boots are what you're going to need to get or look into as a brand new person going to get your gear. So you could kind of go into cycle gear is really good. That's where I got my first set of gear. That's where I still get my gear to this day. The gloves I'm wearing right now, the boots I'm wearing right now, both came from Cycle Gear. So they're really good. I would go check them out. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would say you could look online too, but more so for just research. For getting your gear, it's probably best, especially for your first set of gear. You probably don't really know kind of what sizes you should be and how stuff should fit. So if you could go in person to a gear shop near you and actually have somebody there who is knowledgeable help you try on gear and all that good stuff, and kind of give you some information, fill in the gaps that maybe you're not 100% aware of, that's probably your best bet. But yeah, that's what I would say. Step number 2, go get you some gear. Like I said, helmet, gloves, boots at least. If at the time you want to and can afford a jacket and some good pants, do that as well. but just for your MSF course and just learning in a parking lot, it's not really necessary. Once you get out and you're actually riding on the road and doing some hoon stuff like I'm doing, you're probably going to want a full set of gear. I have a full tracksuit at the house. I'm not wearing it right now because it's extremely hot outside right now. It is bike's reading 91 degrees. It feels much hotter. But yeah, that's step number 2. I would say go get you some gear. But I gotta run into college real quick. I gotta talk to some of the peeps up there, and then we'll get back on the horse and continue our conversation. Alright, so after you go in and get your gear, next thing I think you should do is schedule and take an MSF course. The MSF course is going to be extremely helpful to you if you've never ridden a bike before, even if you have ridden like dirt bikes and stuff before. But if you've never ridden a street bike before, the MSF course is going to be extremely helpful. Not only will they just teach you how to ride a bike, the very basics of how to work a clutch, your friction zone, all that good stuff. They're also going to teach you some really good stuff about just basic motorcycle safety and roadway safety, how to operate a bike safely, which is very important, especially for you new guys. Obviously, you probably just in this video have seen me do some things that is not safe, but that MSF course is going to teach you a lot, and depending on where you live, it's probably required. At least having a motorcycle endorsement, and taking your MSF course will get you that motorcycle endorsement, and avoid you having to go take a road test at the DMV. So definitely recommend go take your MSF. Alright, so my next point, you've done all your research, you got your gear, you went and taken your MSF. Alright, after you take your MSF, it is now finally time to go buy your first bike. I'm not going to really get into too much about what you should and shouldn't buy for your first bike. I feel like there's already tons of information out there, and I've already done a video on this. So if you want to go and kind of have a detailed opinion of mine as to what you should and shouldn't get for your first bike, go a couple videos back and it's there somewhere. But go and buy your first bike, and now it's time to have fun. You've done all your research, you spent all your money, took your MSF, all this boring crap. Now you finally go and get your first bike. And let me tell you, there's nothing more exciting than going and buying your first bike. I've bought 4 bikes now, R3, R7, MT09, and of course the R1. And as exciting as buying each of these bikes was for me, there was nothing as exciting as buying my R3 for sure. That's going to be probably the best purchase you'll ever make. Alright, so yeah, you went and bought your first bike. Hell yeah. And now it's time to learn how to ride your first bike. Even though you went and took an MSF and you may have the basic understanding of how a bike works, you still need to go learn how to ride your bike. Your bike is going to ride different than the little Honda 250 you probably rode on the MSF. So you need to learn your bike and the limitations of your bike and yourself. And the best way to do that is in a big empty parking lot like so. This is actually the big empty parking lot that I first learned how to ride in. I spent at least a week in this parking lot right here with my R3, just learning my friction zone, learning how to shift, how to turn, how to brake really hard, how to swerve, all that good stuff. And I highly recommend that you do that. I'm gonna have my fiance come into this very parking lot, which I will put videos of when the time comes, and I'm sure she'll appreciate it. But yeah, you need to come into a parking lot just like this and ride your bike around. You know, get up to a decent amount of speed and then brake nice and hard. Figure out what your limitations are for your brakes. How hard can you pull your brakes before your ABS kicks in? You want to know all this stuff. Practice shifting, practice starting. Something big to do is to practice starting from a turn. To practice starting from a stop, I should say, because that's something big for me and for probably a lot of new people, is turning from a stop like this. For me, doing that simple move right there was the most difficult thing for me to do as a new person. So just, you know, come into a big empty parking lot, learn your bike, ride it around in a parking lot. No shame in that. I actually think it's a great idea to do that before you just get out on a big open road. If you're gonna make mistakes, which I promise you as a new person, you will make mistakes. You want those mistakes to happen in an empty parking lot where the consequences are minimal versus out on a big major road where your mistakes could be catastrophic. You know, and you will make mistakes even once you're out of the parking lot and you graduate from the parking lot to a back street or to a main road. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna stall at red lights. You're gonna, you know, do stupid stuff. It's okay. I promise you it's okay. Everybody has been there. Everybody has done that, including myself. I've been a new guy who couldn't leave a stoplight without stalling every time, or you know, whatever. I proudly will say I have never dropped a bike. But so that probably will happen too as a new person. Do everything you can to not drop your bike. Obviously that's not good, but you know, that's why there are beginner bikes. So yeah, after you get your new bike, go into a parking lot, ride around an empty parking lot like that for a little while until you're comfortable, and then graduate from that parking lot to just a back road. I still wouldn't even recommend going from the parking lot to a highway or something like that, because it's going to be scary. And this is back to my spiel about not getting too fast of a bike to start with, because everything to you will feel fast. Even in R3 and in a 400, something like that, if you've never ridden anything, that bike will feel fast to you because you just don't know what fast is, and you don't know how to control yourself or the bike properly yet. To me, when I first got my R3 felt fast until I started riding with people who had leader bikes, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what fast is. That is fast. You know what I mean? Now I kind of have a better understanding of what fast actually is, because I've ran the gauntlet with bikes. I had, like I said, R3, R7, MT09, now the R1. So I feel like I have a good understanding of what fast actually is. But as a brand new person, you don't. So that's why I think it's a good idea to start small and then work your way up. Again, not everybody will agree with me, but it is what it is. That's why we're allowed to have opinions. But yeah, that's pretty much in a gist my kind of new person advice and plan of attack for getting into bikes and getting your first bike. This is pretty much the plan. I'm gonna have my fiance follow. It's the plan I followed, and I think I've been pretty successful. I've never dropped a bike. I've never been in a crash. Nothing crazy, you know, and I've been through 4 bikes all the way from the bottom to the top now. So obviously something I'm doing is working. Again, not to say you have to do exactly what I say and the way I do it, but it's just something that worked for me. But with that said, I'm still gonna be pumping out some normal videos, riding with the boys. Like I said in my last one where I just did the cardo conversation with the boys, I'm probably gonna be pumping out a lot of videos like that. But going forward with my fiance, going through the process of getting her first bike, I'll record all that as well and upload it for you guys. Hopefully it can help you kind of see the actual process in motion of how all that works. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching. If y'all enjoyed this video and want to see some more new rider stuff, y'all let me know. Also in the comments, let me know for you more experienced riders watching this video, how did you guys kind of get into riding, and do you agree with my process of kind of starting slow and working your way up? As always, you guys stay safe, ride safe. Until the next one.